if you want to be a skinny cyclist, stop eating so much fat and get on the fruit. I eat anywhere from 10 to 30 bananas a day. Unlimited fruit, unlimited sugar.
Okay, here we go. We've got the video here. Rim brakes versus disc brakes. There's not a single pro rider out there, road rider, who is going, oh, disc brakes, man. So glad we've got disc. So glad I'm on the team that's got disc brakes now. Every single one of the World Tour mechanics out there hates the disc brakes. It's extra faff. The rider comes home from the stage and like, my discs were rubbing, this is crap, and it's like, eh. You know, there's so much, discs are so temperamental. I love disc brakes. I love disc brakes on my road bike, on my gravel bike, because I can go, and then Tasha's laughing, because I can go anywhere, mud, whatever, it doesn't care, you know, I can just have 100% braking power anytime I need it. In the mud, I like to ride in mud, disc brakes are good. Gravel bike, mountain bike, mud, e-bike, rain, grit, mud, okay? Doesn't matter, disc brakes, bang. Now in terms of road performance, if I'm doing a road race, racing crew at Norton Summit, doing a 24-hour time trial, I don't need disc brakes. I need rim brakes because they're good enough for that. All right? And I'm not riding through mud on my road bike, so I don't need disc brakes. On my e-bike, I'm riding mud. I'm going anywhere, riding mud. If you're going to ride anywhere, then disc brakes. If you're riding not on mud, then rim brakes are going to be fine. Every second matters, all right, in the pro peloton. Can you imagine what it'd be like to be a pro rider, all right, where you could lose the race by a few centimetres? Look at Milan San Remo recently with Julian Alaphilippe and Wout van Aert. Alaphilippe on the discs, just had a little bit slower in the sprint. Got picked on the line by a heavier rider, Wout van Aert. So when you're talking every second counts, then you need rim brakes. Simple as that. You know, in a road race situation. Now, if the riders are riding in mud, then yeah, it's going to be different. But when does a pro tour rider ride in mud? Even Paris-Roubaix, they're not using the brakes. You know, if you're using the brakes in Paris-Roubaix, you go from 5th wheel to 20th wheel. Do you know how much energy it takes to go from 20th to 5th wheel when the race is going real hot? You know, you basically crash versus use your brakes. Because if you crash, you crash, but if you use your brakes, you lose the position. Right? So you notice that when you ride a pro tour riders, they rarely use their brakes. So they use their body, like, they move around a lot, you know. I've ridden with over 1,000 pro tour riders since 2003 during 2 and under times. And they rarely touch the brakes. They're sort of like moving around, you know. But most people understand that. They think, oh, rim brakes. You know, Remco's using rim brakes. I'll use rim brakes. Remco doesn't have a choice. He has no choice. Sagan has no choice. Remco has no choice. Egan Bernal, Team Sky, they have a choice. They're the highest budget team. Talking about Rouge Bets before. Highest budget team. You know, they have the choice. They're like, why do our riders need disc brakes? They don't. Slow wheel changes. Rubbing rotors, taking seconds off the climb. Extra weight, extra stress for mechanics. You set your rim brakes up, you forget about it. Disc brakes, you set them up, they're working great. And then the second climb, they're ting, 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 ting. Third climb, okay. Fourth climb, ting, 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 ting. Bring it back to the mechanic. Okay, it's fine to me, spin the wheels, no rubbing. Disc brakes are very temperamental, which doesn't matter when you're doing a gravel ride, you're doing it 150 watts all day. It's like, it doesn't matter if it's rubbing a bit because I've got a dependable brake in the mud. I don't care, you know. But if you're doing 400 watts, if you shaved yourself down to a 18 body mass index and you got 3% body fat and you got extra half kilo on your bike and you got rubbing rotors, that's not going to be good fun for the mental health there on the climb. So it's just dead weight. We see Pinot on the rim brakes. So I'm a staunch advocate for disc brakes when it's necessary and also a staunch advocate for rim brakes. Okay, simple as that. So there you go. So if you're thinking, oh, I've got to upgrade my bike, disc brakes, you're going to regret it, man, compared to rim brakes. All right. Now, a lot of bikes out there, your Trek Madone had crappy brakes, the Aero Madones, and you got your Giant Propel, crappy brakes on the Propel, and then so they go disc, oh, brakes work finally better. But these were good enough as it is. On the TCR, or the old Madone, or the Amonda, these were good enough. But bikes became so good, how do you make them better? You can't make them better, so let's make them different. And the fat barrister money men came into cycling and like, well, let's do something different. You know? There you go. That's the truth there. Like it or leave it. Another argument for disc brakes could be, oh, but you don't chew through rims as much. You don't chew through rims as much. I've chewed through one rim in the last. God, I've been racing road bikes. I got my first road bike in 1997. All right, racing, UCI races or racing with my mates or whatever, just racing. And I've worn out one rim in 23 years. Okay. I've had these, I use a lot, I've used these a lot, man. And the braking surface is still fine. You can't even feel any indentation. Because carbon pads are soft and they wear out before the rim wears out, okay? So, you know, and even these days you can get a high-end carbon rim for $100, $200 USD, okay? A rim, alright? How much does it cost for Dura-Ace rotors or SRAM rotors and pads? You know, that's expensive. You're going to spend way more on disc rotors than you ever will on a high-end carbon rim. Now, this used to be high-end because it's a price tag. This is no longer high-end. This is very light. But for me, high-end is some of the Chinese carbon now. It's much better braking surface. This braking surface is horrendous. But it's still good enough for pro riders. Still good enough for pro riders. Pro rider, like, it's good enough. I don't use my brakes anyway. That's my pro. Simple as that. But for us amateurs, then yeah, rim brakes are still fine. Anyway, that's the deal. Share us down below. What's the debate? Why should pro riders use disc brake? There is zero debate for that. The only debate for that would be, well, they're marketing pawns and they help us sell new bikes to mammals. That's the only reason. And nothing wrong with being a mammal. I'm a mammal. What's a mammal? A mammal. A middle-aged man in Lycra.